I'm sorry, Piston fans. I know every video I've made about the Detroit Pistons, my hometown, has been a negative one. And I ain't do that on purpose. It's just, they're not a good franchise right now. And I have to say that, you know what I'm saying? And they have done some things this year that are not smart. You know what I'm saying? The Achilles Hayes injury, that's not the Pistons' fault. It's a bad hip injury. Then they signed about 25 centers and it didn't sign Christian Wood. That's some bad things. And I'm not trying to single out the Pistons. I don't hate where I come from, but it just had to happen. So now we have to talk about Blake Griffin. And I like Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin has been, I really didn't like him as much on the Clippers. Like everybody else, I thought he was a one-trick pony. Only good when he jumps high, does nothing else. He doesn't dribble, he doesn't pass, he doesn't play defense, and he's in every damn commercial with a Kia. I was a young dog though. I didn't really know how Blake Griffin played basketball. The 2009 NBA draft produced 6 All-Stars. You got Blake Griffin, you got Steph Curry, you got James Harden, you got Drew Holiday, you got Jeff Teague, and you got DeMar DeRozan. Now to all these players, Blake Griffin is firmly the 3rd best player in the draft class, but the problem is the 2 players he was picked ahead of are generational talents. Like, people are gonna talk about how they score the basketball, how they play basketball to their kids. Nobody is studying Blake Griffin tape to how to get better. I'm just keeping it stacked with you. It's already happening with Steph. You've seen little 7-year-olds shooting half-court threes because Steph doing it. You see little 12-year-olds dribbling all damn day ISO with a step back, that little side step back James Harden do, because it's impactful. Not saying Blake Griffin didn't deserve the #1 pick, because as a prospect, he deserved it more than Steph Curry. Steph Curry was 6'2", small guard. Didn't think his shooting would translate. Played for Davidson, not a good school. James Harden, at the time, he was a good prospect. He was the 3rd pick of the draft, but the league was still drafting big guys as their cornerstones. As you see, 2 years earlier, they drafted Greg Oden. 2nd pick in that 2009 draft, they drafted Hasheem Thabeet, who is a major bust. And people like Blake because A, he was marketable. When you jump really high as a human being that no other human beings can do, people want to see that a lot of the time. B, Blake Griffin was very marketable because he was a great actor and he was actually funny on the spot. He was in hella commercials. He was on Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. I don't know which one is which. And he stayed in LA, the most marketable city in the whole world. And he made you tune into Clipper games. Clipper games though, not the Lakers, the Clippers. He probably was the reason that CP3 got to the Clippers. Even though that trade got vetoed from the Lakers, they said the next best thing is the Clippers. And you have a good young cornerstone with DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin. Lob City. He was a part of winning basketball. Let's not act like Blake Griffin wasn't a part of winning basketball. He didn't just put up a lot of empty stats. Like, if you go to his stats right now, you probably expect some more growth in the points per game category, but it was winning basketball. You can't expect your stats to go up also when you going to the playoffs every year. You know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice something. Blake Griffin was all right. Then the NBA just changed from under him. I feel like it happened 2015 with the emergence of the Golden State Warriors, but I think it was 2014 with the Spurs, with their spacing, with them shooting all them goddamn threes and winning the championship. Like Boris Diaw shooting threes, the Warriors doing the small ball lineup, having 4 to 5 shooters on the floor at one time. You generate a lot of offense, you generate a lot of spacing, and it's easier on everybody involved. Blake Griffin was none of that. But you know what Blake Griffin didn't do? He just didn't dwindle on the fact that he can't do them things right now. He got in the gym and he got busy. Usually you didn't think Blake Griffin had a good work ethic because in the summer, he's doing a lot of off the court things, being in commercials, being in movies, singing, all that. I don't know what Blake Griffin be doing, but he does a lot. He changed his whole game. And then once he actually changed his game, he shot 35% from the 3-point line on 6 attempts a game. This man became a non-shooter to being a decent, serviceable shooter, especially off the pick and pop, especially to space the floor as a stretch 5. That's work ethic, bro. Adding a whole new skill to your game in year 6, that's not natural progression. You wanted to get better at that thing and you got it done. I salute you, Blake Griffin. Now, after showing growth in the 3-point line and Chris Paul leaving and everybody getting old, you want to keep your homegrown superstar in Blake Griffin. But Steve Ballmer had other plans. He traded away that man for Tobias Harris and whoever the fuck they ever traded for. Now, mind you, Blake Griffin is, I wouldn't say he's an LA guy. He's from Oklahoma. I don't know like what's the first thing to do in Oklahoma, but he's been in LA since he was 20 years old. Gave him to Detroit, going from LA, flashing lights, nightlife, Clippers, stacked out stadium every night, to Detroit. And I love Detroit, but for Blake Griffin, who's a millionaire, it's not the same as LA. And that might could have took a hit on Blake because he couldn't be on all the off the court things that he could have been in and all the brand deals he could have got sponsored in. Like that's messed up, bro. Why would you send him to Detroit with no team? Detroit had no team. But Blake Griffin said, I'm gonna put the team on my back, something I have never did before, and we gonna get to the playoffs. And that's what the Detroit Pistons did with Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin has transformed his game completely at this point. That following season, Blake Griffin averaged almost 25 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 36% from the three-point line on 7 attempts and 46% from the field. This man, Blake Griffin, has turned himself into an all-around scorer. This man used to be a weakness on the basketball court when they locked up the paint and they had a good defender on him. Now Blake Griffin is bringing the ball up the court. He's passing the ball. He's facilitating for his teammates. He's rebounding. He's shooting threes. This is the best Blake Griffin we have ever seen. And he's still dunking on people. You know what I'm saying? After all the injuries he's faced in LA. But he got injured again. Now, it wasn't like an ACL tear or anything like that, but it was a major knee injury. But he actually came back for the playoffs against the Bucks. Now, I don't know why. Why would you do that, bro? Why would you come back and injure your knee more than it's already injured? He came back when the Pistons was down 3-0 and they got swept. Like, Blake Griffin wasn't a deciding factor, especially one-leg Blake Griffin. You're not gonna do nothing on Giannis, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack. And I feel like that injury messed everything up. You know what I'm saying? Because the following season, this man only played 18 games and it was horrible. It was horrible. He was injured the most of the season. You can see Blake Griffin lost some of his quick first step, his jumping ability. He wasn't the same Blake, and that broke my heart, bro. He's a hard worker, bro. He actually said that he loves the city of Detroit because it's very quiet, and that fits more of Blake Griffin's personality. And then everything came crashing. And the Pistons were in a type of roster fit where they wasn't taking, but they wasn't competing for nothing. Not even a playoff spot. So they was in like a NBA purgatory where they wasn't winning enough games to go to the playoffs, but they wasn't losing enough to get that like number 3 overall pick. It was just bad, depressing basketball being played. We think with this extra time off, Blake Griffin would be better, especially with his knee injuries, but Blake Griffin has become even worse. He went from having his best season a year and a half ago to literally becoming a negative basketball player on the floor. Is now a spot-up shooter. He doesn't create for others like he used to. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't play defense. And it's tragic because Blake Griffin is actually a skilled basketball player, bro. It's the knee injuries. I wish Blake Griffin landed better his rookie year, his second year in the league, stuff like that. I wish he didn't jump so much. I wish he got more rehab during the offseason, ice his knees. I wish, because Blake Griffin could be one of those players, because you not averaging 24, 7, and 5 and just falling off a cliff because you bad at basketball. It's because health, bruh. Like, how did running, jumping, leaping, physical, strong arm, light-skinned Blake become a spot-up shooter and not good of a spot-up shooter? Like, Blake Griffin can shoot, but I think his shooting is based off how hot he is, what he started the game with. So if Blake Griffin is already dunking, shooting mid-ranges, getting his teammates involved, he can shoot a 3. But if Blake Griffin coming in the game and his mindset is shooting a 3 every time he get the ball, that's not good basketball. And he's getting paid a lot of damn money to keep being a spot-up shooter. Now, his bank account gonna look good, but as a basketball player, I may be thinking this might be Blake Griffin's last contract. And he's going out like Cam Newton. Cam Newton had a peak 2017. Then 2 years later, that man is barely hanging on for dear life in the NFL. Same with Blake Griffin. Both riddled by injuries. Both could have very great careers. Even though I feel like their careers in retrospect are good careers. Especially they was both number 1 overall picks. But yeah, man. I feel bad for Blake Griffin. I feel bad for Pistons fans because they put a lot into Blake Griffin. And yeah, man, that'll be all for this video, bro. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this video. Make sure you tell your mama, your daddy, and your granny I'm doing videos daily, and you turn on post notifications, like that button, and go crazy, man. I'm out. Peace.